Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, and today, we are talking about 5 miracles of Jesus.
Jesus turns water into wine. The first miracle of Jesus. Jesus and his disciples were invited to a wedding in the town of Cana. His mother, Mary, was there too. During the celebration, the wine ran out. This was a big problem at a wedding. Mary came to Jesus and said, "They have no more wine." Jesus replied, "My time has not yet come." But Mary told the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." There were 6 large stone jars nearby. Jesus said, "Fill the jars with water." So the servants filled them all the way to the top. Then he said, "Now take some out and give it to the master of the feast." When the master tasted it, the water had become wine, and not just any wine, but the best wine of the whole celebration. Everyone was amazed. This was the first miracle Jesus performed, and it showed his power and his glory. Message: Jesus cares about our needs, even small ones, and shows his power in unexpected ways.
Miracle 2.
Jesus raises Lazarus, a miracle of life and power. Lazarus was very sick. His sisters, Mary and Martha, sent a message to Jesus, "Lord, the one you love is sick." Jesus loved Lazarus and his sisters, but instead of going right away, he stayed where he was for 2 more days. Then he said, "Let us go to Lazarus." By the time Jesus arrived, Lazarus had already been dead for 4 days. Many people had come to comfort Mary and Martha. Martha said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died." Jesus said, "Your brother will rise again. And then, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even if he dies." Mary and Martha took Jesus to the tomb. Jesus wept with them. Then he told them to roll away the stone. He prayed to the Father, then called out loudly, "Lazarus, come out." Everyone watched in amazement as Lazarus came out of the tomb, alive, still wrapped in burial cloths. Jesus said, "Take off the grave clothes and let him go." Message: even in death, Jesus has power to give life. His love and power bring hope.
Miracle 3.
Jesus heals a man born blind. One day, Jesus saw a man who had been blind since birth. His disciples asked, "Why was this man born blind? Did he or his parents sin?" Jesus said, "Neither. This happened so that God's power could be seen in him." Then Jesus did something amazing. He spit on the ground, made mud with the saliva, and put it on the man's eyes. Jesus told him, "Go wash in the pool of Siloam." The man went and washed. And when he opened his eyes, he could see. Everyone was amazed. Some people couldn't believe he was the same man who used to beg on the street, but he said, "Yes, it's me. Jesus healed me." This story reminds us that Jesus has the power to heal and that he sees us even when others overlook us.
Miracle 4.
The miracle meal. One day, Jesus was teaching a large crowd of people by the Sea of Galilee. Thousands had gathered, men, women, and children, because they wanted to hear his words and see his miracles. As the sun began to set, the disciples grew concerned. "It's late, and the people are hungry," they told Jesus. "Send them away so they can buy food." But Jesus replied, "You give them something to eat." The disciples were confused. "We only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. That's not enough for so many." Jesus smiled. "Bring them to me." He took the small lunch, looked up to heaven, gave thanks, and broke the bread. Then he handed it to his disciples to pass out to the crowd. Something amazing happened. Everyone ate until they were full. And when the disciples gathered the leftovers, they filled 12 baskets full. Lesson: Jesus shows us that even when we have very little, God can multiply it when we trust him. No gift is too small in God's hands. He cares about our needs and invites us to share with others.
Miracle 5.
Jesus calms the storm. One evening, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's go to the other side of the lake." So they got into a boat and began to sail across the Sea of Galilee. Jesus was tired, so he lay down in the back of the boat and fell asleep. Suddenly, a strong storm blew in. Waves crashed into the boat. The wind howled, and the boat began to fill with water. The disciples were afraid. They thought they were going to drown. They ran to Jesus and shouted, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" Jesus stood up. He looked at the wind and the waves and said, "Peace. Be still." Right away, the wind stopped. The waves became calm. There was a great stillness. Jesus turned to his disciples and asked, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples were amazed. They whispered to one another, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him."